Finally, welcome back to Final Fantasy. Where were we, chat? Where were we? Oh, we were at like a pretty intense... Not intense, but like there was some stuff going on that was gonna get more intense. So we have to... Well, we've got some side missions that we're obviously not doing, but we got to this town, and we have to talk to them. I don't remember what else is going on. Once you go flat... Flat fuck Friday?
What can I do for you, soldier?
You're hunting down Titan after you sliced off his hands. Right.
Soldier. Ugh, then be off with you. I serve the men of the Rock and the men of the Rock only.
You have... an agreement with them?
Don't be stupid. I just know which side my bread is buttered. Don't want to be stuck under some pauper when they come knocking. With pockets deeper than Zemeckis and an urge to empty them. No, just leave, will you? Before you scare them off.
Those were the two most, like, plastic doll-looking people in this game so far.
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
How about a hot bath to soothe the aches and pains of the road?
Oh yes, my friend Geralt has taken a bath on occasion. And Arthur Morgan. This dude selling hookah?
Needed to a silken softness, like eating a cloud with a crust.
A deposit?
I ended up watching that whole video of that YouTuber I mentioned who did a video on every Squaresoft PS1 game. Now, I went back and I kind of reviewed a couple of the games. I didn't watch the whole, like... I watched most of it, but I know what games they were. I was asleep for a good chunk of it. Some of it, a little bit.
Just a question. Dalimil seems to be thriving compared to the other villages I came through on the way. Is there a reason for that?
Well, we're a stone's throw from Drake's Fang, for one. The soldiers guarding the Mother Crystal and the shipments need a place to spend their hard-earned gil. The men of the Rock throw their money about like there's no tomorrow.
Is that so? Well, thank you. Don't let me keep you from your work any longer.
Chad, I want to catch a pigeon so bad. And I want to hold it like a loaf of bread, and then I just want to let it go. There's something going around, like there was like a pigeon trap. It's like a secret pigeon compartment. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, Sean Shawnson is the name of the YouTuber. It's just insane 3.5 hour long video of every PS1 Squaresoft game from start to finish. And I did fall asleep for some of it, but when I went back and I just looked at the titles for some of them, what a run Squaresoft had on the PS1. Like, the Super Nintendo run was amazing too, but fucking what an insane library of games they put out. And even like some of the stuff that, you know, obviously there's the Final Fantasies, but there's so many re-releases. There was like Chrono Trigger got like animations on the PS1 version. But then there's stuff like we talked about Einhander. There's Air Guys. It's like some fighting games. There's some Chocobo Mystery Dungeon.
Is it true there's
so much
with crystals of late?
You've heard then?
I've heard rumors.
Damn thieves. Pilfering the crystals that were meant to fill our cups and light our stoves. Us common folk have hardly had a shard to share between us these last few moons. And it isn't as if we can buy them on the black market either. Whoever's taking them, they aren't sharing.
I think I'm starting to get an idea of what's been going on. I wonder if Uncle Byron's learned anything of use. He'll probably be back at
I forgot we were with Uncle Byron.
What was all that crashing and banging about before?
It's you, the one who broke all our furniture. What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
I'm looking for my pal. Have you seen him?
The gentleman who was with you? Yes, he's upstairs, but...
Thank you. I'll go and fetch him.
But is he enjoying the pleasures?
Let me treat you. I'm pretty flush these days.
Are you now?
Hey, why are you staring at us? I'm trying to be a himbo in peace. Well, this is upstairs. Where's Uncle?
I need a drink.
Genuine cactar needles imported from across the sea. Just one prick and your little sparrow will sing. Just one prick, eh?
Fucking men of the wrong. Anytime they pull their snouts out of Kupka's trough is when they want to lord it over us.
Light it, for Gilbert's sake. You're a bearer, aren't you? I was a fool to waste good coin on you.
Hanging lanterns, keep the darkness from your... Just
look
at the detail.
Do you think they'll be back soon? I need a new dress.
The juiciest meat.
Take a sniff, good sir.
My carpet.
Sniff. Yeah. So where's Uncle?
Crashing and banging about before.
The inn's a mess of blood-soaked splinters, thanks to you.
The other
All you
way.
can do is let us clean up in peace.
I went up there and I didn't see Uncle. Upstairs near the bar. The bar. Oh, I was there a minute ago, too.
Will this suffice as a deposit?
By the sands. That's a black pearl.
One of the many treasures in my collection that I would be only too happy to part with, should you give me reason to do so.
All right. I'm sure that we can come to an agreement, but not here.
What are you doing, Uncle?
Uncle, I wouldn't recommend doing stupid things like that.
Care to explain why you're giving gifts to Kupka's men?
Bait, my boy. One cannot catch one's prey without it. And I do believe I've snagged us quite the quarry. I started by asking around the markets as to where I might purchase crystals. I had no luck, of course. It's forbidden to trade in such things. But my uncharacteristic indiscretion just happened to attract the attention of those uniformed ruffians. They took me aside and said they could procure the crystal I sought if I proved I could pay for it.
So the pearl was your proof?
I thought they'd ask for more. A second-rate specimen like that would only fetch 500,000 or so. A small price to pay for admittance to the underworld. But enough about my little act of subterfuge. What did you discover?
You have any blue crystals?
The supply of crystals has dried up of late. And some people seem to think they're being stolen. Meanwhile, members of Kupka's private guard have been spending money all over town. I'll wager those soldiers you've been talking to have been siphoning off crystals meant for elsewhere and pocketing the profits.
I'll wager you're right.
We'll meet with them then, just as you arranged, and put an end to the trouble Lubor spoke of.
Ha! That preening popinjay thought this would be difficult. It just goes to show, one should never underestimate a Rosfield. We'll soon wipe that smirk off his face. I arranged to meet with the soldiers in a secluded corner of the Velcroy, far from prying eyes.
The perfect place for a spot of double dealing.
I trust I can count on your support, if things turn sour.
Of course.
Did you hear about the kid who fell into a coma while playing Pokemon Sleep after he caught a Darkrai in it?
Let me treat you.
I need to drink.
I don't think that can't be real. How do you like fall into a coma from sleeping? Can you? My whole thing is I thought people were gonna just sleep for like 20 hours a day and by getting addicted to Pokemon Sleep. Which is also not good for you.
This river runs all the way to the southern seas. They used to load the crystal onto barges and sail it to the villages.
It limits you?
downstream.
Oh.
Before the canyons were lost to beasts and bandits. When
Darkrai
I
is
was
the
a girl,
Pokemon that gives people
I would
nightmares.
wave to the boatmen as they set off on their long journey, and they would throw me sweetmeats in return. Such happy times.
Sweet meat, huh? Sorry. I understand what you're saying now, chat. That was a Darkrai is a Pokemon. I don't know my Pokemon stuff well enough to know that that was possibly fake. But what I do know is that Nintendo is trying to patent mechanics in Tears of the Kingdom that have already been done by dozens of other games, if not more.
It would make a fine gift.
Nintendo. Great games. Great developers. Awful company. Their suits suck. Yeah, they're horrendous. Do you remember when Namco copyrighted minigames during loading screens so only they could have it during like Ridge Racer and stuff? But yeah, it's whoa, Uncle going fast. It's just one of those things that continues to frustrate. And it's like, again, Gary's mod has done so many of the things that Nintendo's trying to patent. Fried that chocobo up. But that's exactly how you stifle innovation. Because say a developer arrives at something that Tears of the Kingdom has done, and it's like a completely different type of game. Now they have to wade through legal hoops if they just discover their own stuff that's similar. Did the patent even go through yet? I mean, I don't know, but apparently that's what they filed for. Just lame. Just lame as fuck. What mechanics in particular were they trying to patent? Oh. When you're on a moving object, your character, aka Link, stays on the object while it moves. That's one of them. Not kidding, by the way. As if that hasn't been done in thousands of other video games. No, look at the patent. I saw, maybe I'm describing it wrong. Maybe there's a little more nuance to it than that, but I saw a screenshot of the patent, and that's what it looked like.
I'll take it from here.
It's the process of making those things and not the things. I don't know what that means.
I was beginning to think you weren't coming, my lord. You've brought your contribution?
All the silver and stones I could scrape together at such short notice?
You brought the whole 500 talents.
That was the price we agreed upon, yes? If you've no objections, I'd like to see the crystal.
Of course. Right this way, my lord.
Not bad at all. You weren't lying about the clarity. But what of security? If I were to be stopped on the road, what guarantee have I that it wouldn't be seized as property of the Republic?
Because these crystals are no longer
Say
the
my
property
name.
of the Republic. You're not buying from us. You're buying from them.
And we have no more jurisdiction here than you, my lord. But we have ships, and will gladly deliver to a port of your choosing, now that our price has been met.
Royalists, eh? What brings you here?
Why, to collect their share of Drake's Fang's blessing, of course. Our nations are allies, and so they are entitled to a portion of the Mother Crystal's bounty. And being such good friends, we elected to increase that portion and share the benefits. And now that these crystals are officially property of the Kingdom of Waloed, we are duty-bound not to interfere, no matter where they might happen to end up next.
Did you get all that? They're in cahoots!
So it would seem.
My lord, what is the meaning of this?
Double-crossing dogs. They're not here to do business. Kill them. Kill them both!
Oh shit. I bet they like that move.
It's not over yet, Uncle. I'm just getting warmed up.
Just the equivalent of throwing a rock at someone's face over and over and over again. Yeah! You're just over there curing, huh? Uncle killed him. Fuck a chocobo. I have to remember to charge that move. It's just that the moves... you get so used to doing a certain thing for 20 hours of gameplay, and then later on, you're like, wait a minute. You have to do something different there.
It's over.
Wow, imagine doing a one-liner because you killed a chocobo.
Well, that wasn't too bad. How'd you like my performance, huh? I've often played the villain on the stage. I think I did the role justice. Don't you?
Greybeard, you were magnificent. The battle scene was particularly thrilling. Such a shame you didn't have more of an audience, but perhaps that's for the best.
How long have you been watching?
Long enough to witness your uncle's sordid transaction.
Oh, it's Sylvando
I
again.
hardly expected one so venerable to degrade himself so thoroughly. buying one's way into the confidence of degenerates. Ingenious.
This was the trouble you spoke of. The men of the Rock taking crystals meant for the common folk and conspiring with the Royalists. Well, now it's over.
Indeed it is. The people of Dalimil had scarcely any means of redress against Kupka's men, let alone a foreign army. Until you two came along, that is. Well, we'd better get these crystals back to town. You won't mind waiting with them while I fetch a wagon.
What are you gonna do with all that meth? Tight, 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 tight! Yo!
It occurs to me that I still don't know your name.
Clive.
So, Sid the Second is a Clive. I suppose it could have been worse. Well, Clive, you held up your end of the bargain, so I must do the same. Passage through the South Gate, was it not? To tell the truth, you've helped a little there too. Many of the guards have already been redeployed to deal with the issue of their missing comrades. And those left behind have been encouraged to look the other way should you attempt to pass through.
Thank you. And please allow me to cover your costs. You still have the purse I gave to the soldiers, I trust? I saw you pluck it from one of the bodies.
Oh, dear. Was I really so obvious?
And my name is not Greybeard. It is Lord Byron Rosfield, thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Greybeard.
The Greybeard belonged to Nord.
Here, wear this. Any friend of mine who sees you with it shall be a friend of yours.
Thank you, Lubor.
And please, feel free to send one
I looked
of my
away for a second. I thought he said
back to
blue
your
ball.
people. Tell them that Rosina Dalimil is back in bed with Sid.
Adel Dazim.
Omia los delan. Tu isakelis.
Oh, wow. Technically, that's exactly what's happening here. He's sending a text
I'm
message.
trusting you, Sid. Or should I say, Clive. So be sure not to let me down. I have a reputation to uphold. Well then, I wish you a safe journey south.
Thank you.
Not at all. It was my pleasure.
Come on, Uncle. Let's go.
I was wondering why the volume went down at the end of a quest. Guess level up. Vinny, can you describe to me what a Sloppenheimer is? No, I can't. Sorry. Only in an IMAX theater can that happen.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
The finest fabric.
The most fragrant herbs
Slightly
kneaded
dark,
to a silken softness.
Silver platters, sweet inside. Ah, they've opened the gate.
Oh,
Lubor was
nice.
true to his word.
Fang now, at least.
Wait, am I going...
Anything
never
I
mind.
can interest you in? My thanks.
What is a vanish me poopum? Okay. What,
Mummy, I
chat,
don't
what
know
are
what
you
this-
molded?
How many times do I have to tell you? It's not a toy.
We should get going soon.
What do you want? Directions? Either take this road.
Ah, I'm not too late.
What is it, Lubo?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret. Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. Talmeki and Waloed are allies, and as you have seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days. I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road ahead.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest.
Okay.
I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
Well, so long as you have a plan.
Okay, bye, fake Sylvando. He made fun of the name Clive. And to be fair, growing up,
should be just beyond these springs. Shall we press on?
my perception of the name Clive was always hello, yes. Hello, yes. My name is Clive. Old British man, very proper, snooty. Lives in the Queen's Garden. Lived in the Queen's Garden.
How do? Trader, are you? Seeking your fortune down in the golden sands of Dalimil? From mercantile stock myself, as it happens. You'd never guess, I was born just down the road in Dravost. Like me old ma and pa, I've been wandering the world hunting Gilbard's blessing ever since. Reckon I might have found it too. You've heard about the famous Elam.
Someone in chat just said this dude talks for a lot. By the way. And that was enough for me to just say, no, I'm gonna run away from that interaction. This place looks cool. But, going back to the PS1 Squaresoft stuff. Obviously, there's not enough time in one's lifetime to play all of the games that have come out that are amazing, but there's, like, even, like, obviously there's Vagrant Story and Xenogears.
Spring, which provides the
Front
water
mission.
for the Dalimil Inn's famous healing baths. I wouldn't mind having a dip myself. If we didn't have more pressing matters to attend to, of course.
Fucking, I never even played Final Fantasy Tactics. And I still felt like I was playing new games constantly. Well, that's not true, because, I mean, money was also, you know, money was tight. And it was like, if I got a new game once every couple months, that was kind of a lot. So, between that and the N64 games that were coming out, I had to kind of pick and choose my games carefully at that time. Demo discs were helpful. But, yeah, I've played Einhander. That's a great game. That's the shmup. We talked about that a little bit the other day. Obviously the Final Fantasy games. I love 7 and 9, and 8 is there too. No, I love 8, in my own way. I think it's flawed, but there's so much to love about that insane game. I really do love it, but... and same for Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross is another one. I can't believe Chrono Cross came out in between Final Fantasy 8 and 9. It's like, how are they just releasing these masterpieces so close to each other? And Tactics. Parasite Eve, which I've just played for the first time a couple months ago. That's another really good one. Desert Rose, is it the Sting song? Wasn't that like a year ago? Yeah, it was like December into January, so that's, yeah, almost a year ago, my god. This area is for a side quest that I didn't accept. That's cool. There's Chocobo Racing. There's, again, the Chocobo, like, mystery dungeon games. There's a lot of weird ones, too, like I had never heard of. Some Japan-only releases, of course. There's like a Chocobo game, apparently, that was like a horse racing game where you just bet on Chocobos. That was it. Weird.
There it is. Drake's Fang.
Kupka will be hiding inside.
Along with goodness knows how many guards, all on highest alert. You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will, Uncle.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize. After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am. And I'm sorry.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised
Like I've
in a
heard that
nation
line in a movie or
that
something.
strove to improve the plight of bearers. Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know? Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Boy.
Till then, go safely, Uncle.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and I.
He's gonna get stabbed through the heart.
Regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet. You can regale me too, Torgal.
Alright, I'm uneasy because I heard the music stop. And he was laughing, and I'm like, they're gonna do it. Like, someone's gonna show up behind him like a ninja. Thank God a ninja didn't show up, because if something happens to him... I'm gonna quit the game forever. Chad, do you know what this noise is? You know what that is? That's Nortz's head. Listen. That's his head.
Fuck! Why do they start? What has that gutter rat done to me?
Oh my God. He's experiencing the phantom pain.
Out of my sight, witch!
Oh, fuck.
I'll kill you, Rossfield! I'll rip out your heart! I'll tear you limb from limb!
Peace, Hugo. The table shan't hurt you any longer.
He sought to humiliate me. Me! If you hadn't interfered, he would be dead!
You truly believe you would have triumphed had the battle continued?
Titan would have ground him into dust!
And how would he have done that without his head?
Shut up!
You weren't strong enough, and you call yourself a dominant. Or rather, you did.
You mock me, Harbert.
Wow.
Do you see, Hugo? You are weak. But so long as that fire burns within you, there is still hope. There may yet be a way for you to take your revenge.
Tell me, what must I do? Please, I'll do anything. Just tell me.
Doctor.
The heart.
What of it?
A mother crystal's heart is the most concentrated source of ether in all creation. Perhaps you could take advantage of that. Of course, the crystal would not yield her blessing to any ordinary man. But then, you are no ordinary man, are you, Hugo? Clive Rossfield stole your power, but others have suffered a similar fate, and still managed to find the strength to conjure their icon.
Not really sure how that works, but
like
yeah.
Benedicta Harmon. She too drank of the ether and gained a power beyond human understanding.
She did. Benedicta. Benedict. I'll do it.
Run along now, Hugo. You need only follow the light. Vinesauce is here. Very well, it shall be so. You may leave everything to me, Your Majesty.
Yeah, I trust this dude. Sure. The dude with 0 ass? Yeah, definitely trust him. Oh, good. A flesh creature. Meat devourers. The loathsome meat things.
Orcs.
Oh. Well, that's an easier way to say it. I was gonna say the rancid cock devourers.
Well, let's bring them from ash.
Worst Star Trek movie.
Are the beastmen part of the Waluda army now? How the hell did that happen? They've spotted us. With me, Dougal.
I mean, they weren't really expecting me to do stealth there, were they? I like when Torgal goes and bites. That's it, it just bites. And then Torgal's gonna go and like chomp an orc. It's gonna be disgusting. I wanted to upgrade something. Finally. Where is it? Charged magic. That one. That one's been annoying. I've wanted to upgrade that for a while. Thunderstorm. Obviously, Judgment Bolt would take forever. Heat wave. I want to try something, just for fun. I could always refund it too. Flames of Rebirth cooldown time increases ability points earned and temporarily increases attack proficiency with each precision dodge.
Taken over the entire mine.
Chat, this is giving me Lord of the Rings Gollum flashbacks. You know, it's funny, everyone that I have played, everyone that I've spoken to about that game that has played it themselves has usually ended up telling me that I made the right decision by not finishing that game. Like, not even for just the content, quote unquote. Or like the funnies.
So much for the men of the Rock. Dalmekia's finest.
DMC. Considered using pile drive over thunderstorm. It's better for AoE pulping enemies. Yeah, you know what? That sounds like something I could get myself into. You know, get myself into a little bit of trouble with pile drive. Wow. Now, don't have sufficient energy points. Wow. Maybe we could do an ignition refund. I'll try it. I mean, it's nice to have new things to do in the game. You know, I like playing a game with a variety of moves. So that's nice. You got rid of ignition fully, though. I could always get it back. Vinny, what would you think if the Dante meme makes it to the next DMC? It definitely wouldn't. Like, there's not a chance in any way, shape, or form that could fit into a DMC game. But if it did,
animals.
I mean, that would just be the best thing ever, wouldn't it? I've had a couple times where, like, there were a couple times in my life, oh fuck, where something really cool has happened. And that would be another one of those times. Like the Vine Sword. Yeah, I mean, exactly that. That was like a life complete kind of moment, you know? I mean, it felt that way at the time. I still have a lot more I want to do. I need to get DMC Dante meme into Devil May Cry 7 or whatever we're up to. Clearly. Well, like I said, I mean, I'm in WrestleQuest. Me and Joel are both in WrestleQuest, and that's gonna be fun. I have some projects that I'm doing a little bit of voice acting work in that have not been, I haven't mentioned what they are yet. So yeah, I'm not like like a crazy successful person in that regard, but I have my little victories and I enjoy them. I think it's just nice to be included in some stuff and then look back one day and be like, oh, I have a sword in this game, or I have a voice line in that game. It's neat. Someone said Mr. CNN. Yeah, that's still mind-blowing. I mean, the problem is, though, it's like being a part of, or being on the news in any way, shape, or form. The word news has become ugly. You know what I mean? Like, lately, it's just, it makes people angry in one way or another. But, and it's such an antiquated medium at this point. Like, no, who the fuck is watching the news? People who want to get angry and, like, miserable and, like, you know, people that are older than some of our parents, even.
Won't be going any further this way.
So, I mean, it's cool that I was featured on the news in some way for, like, the weirdest stuff, and I'm, like, I'm still reeling from it. But yeah, at this point in time, we're in a different realm, and I feel like
be the way out.
The reason the news has been so incendiary and shit more than usual is because it is a dying medium, and because they're trying really hard to get them rage ratings just to save the sinking ship. Unless, of course, there's a news program that you like and shares your exact views, chat member, in which case I'm not talking about that one, clearly. Vinny should start a news segment. I mean, I kind of talk about some stuff during the streams. I talk about all kinds of stuff during the streams. There's a limit to what I want to talk about because it's just too, like, the topic is too scummy, and there's no right answer. And it's like, what kind of life is that, to have to cover shit like that constantly? That's not my kind of life. That's not what I want to be doing with my time. But, like, video game news and shit, I talk about during the streams. It probably would do better if it was its own segment. Like, if once a week I just covered the stuff happening in, like, movies and TV and music and games. Oh! This orc gives the best massages, chat. Don't even play. Come on. You don't even have to ask that question. That's the most damage I've ever done for one of those sequences. Ah, that did a double hit. Damn. fucking crushed. Ooh.
You're finished.
Man, think of all the massages that could have been given. Take a look at these hands!
By the flames. Come on, Torgal.
Kupka never did do things by halves. As if taking the Mother Crystal for his own wasn't enough. He had to build his castle in it.
I probably should have saved that Karlin Neskar break noise. The famous plate break, whatever you want to call it. Until the Mother Crystal segment. But yeah, this dude actually did build a castle in the earth. Well, I mean, it is the Earth Crystal. He is Titan, or can summon him.
Let the trial begin.
Another boss! Spirits Within, what?
With me,
Oh, that's the name of the move. Yeah, we don't talk about the Final Fantasy Spirits Within movie. That was when I think Square got a taste of we're fallible. From having one of the most successful and amazing runs ever to, you know, losing a ton of money on a film. Oh shit. Man, that just eats through shields, doesn't it? What a stagger. Wow, that was fast. Ooh. Yeah, suck that shit. you. Thunderstorm upgrade. Increases thunderstorm damage by 10%. Not better than what I have. His special move was beaming the whole Final Fantasy Spirits Within movie at you. He forces you to watch it and you take damage. It's not that bad of a movie.
This is the power of Muthos.
Ooh!
Did the orcs do this too?
This castle, I mean, dead bodies aside, the castle just seems so uninviting. Like, who's gonna want to, like, hang out here? Castle's usually inviting? No, not really. No one ever invites me to their castles as a chat member. I've never been in a castle either. I wanna, you know what? I'd rather be invited to, like, a celebrity, like, Cribs. Like, remember Cribs? Like, a mansion? And just get a full tour of, like, a massive mansion. And just, like... And count the number of rooms that aren't being used for any purpose whatsoever. I'm not talking about a McMansion. I'm talking about, like, something... like, actually... like, excessively huge.
Too slow.
I just want to see, like, what do you do here? What do you have here that this place is this big, and why does it need to be this big? Who lives here? Oh, just me and my wife.
Are these things here for me? Or for him?
Got 10 bedrooms. Tommy Tellerico Cribs episode was my favorite. Love that Spider-Man room. What about the little water fountain in his house? He's got like a little water fountain. He wasn't ever even actually on Cribs. Allegedly. Sorry, allegedly. He like hired a camera crew or like got his friend to film him going through his house and made it look like MTV Cribs, and then just years later just said he was on MTV Cribs. Mental. Allegedly. There are two big castles in upstate New York. I don't really need to go out of my way to go to a castle, chat member. Like, I was only messing around. But if anyone here has a castle and wants to invite me, I'll go. Only if it's within a 2-hour driving range.
Walks, now these nightmares. Is this your doing, Ultima?
Waste. Waste again!
Come on!
That was a flaccid stagger session. Come on. Yeah. You fisted. Man, that fucking lich really just survived. Even though, you know, was already dead, I'm guessing. Just kept surviving.
You've been busy, Kupka. But where did you go? The heart. He's in the sanctuary. I can feel it. Come on, Toggle.
Is this the cockman's bed? Let's see, what has he got in there? Increases upheaval damage, huh?
Hey, Clive. Who said that? It's me. Your old friendly castle couch. Actually, no, I'm a bed. Look, Clive, there's a hole in the bed. Are you a dominant? You could say that, Cliveleth. You could say that.
I stole that from a chat member. It's free material. I liked it. I enjoyed it. You're not hurt, Clive. Now you're hurt. Kind of. Maybe a little bit. It's nice of him to say goodbye to the enemies before they die. Clive's a nice lad.
That had better be the last of them.
My everything. I've missed you so much. Kuka! I swear to you, my love. We will never be parted again.
What's wrong with him?
No one there, dog.
You got away from her. Benedicta!
What? This guy are sick. Should have gone for the head.
Yeah, zum Herren. Yeah.
Come on. Find him. You've done this before. You can do it again. Let the flames burn within you. No. Let them burn without. Come to me, Ifrit!
Just get angry and stay angry. It's that easy.
Joshua, I still have to learn the layout of this house.
Oh. Oh shit. Oh shit. Arms is missing. They're back. Well, the hands specifically. Yeah, yeah. crazy shit. This is crazy shit. Look how much smaller Ifrit is. I hear a little bit of the Final Fantasy VIII intro in this song. The Fithos, Lusek, the Winesec, the Vikos. Just in some of its like approach, and maybe like one of the like chord changes, perhaps is. God, that's such a good song. That whole intro to Final Fantasy VIII is just in pure insanity. I love it. Yeah. Didn't I have moves as Ifrit? Or no, well, I mean, I have combos and stuff. You're, basically the same as Clive. Okay, yeah, well, there's not a whole lot of, like, extra crazy moves that I have at the moment. Ah, my first damage. Brimstone. Oh, well, there's a move. Good timing. Good timing on my question asking about moves. Holy shit. Brimstone, R2 and square to emit a violent explosion. Hold longer to increase explosion length.
Let's give this a try. Not bad.
Let's see. Mental. I'm really just impressed at how they made these fights feel like huge, and like you get a sense of scale. because they do move a little bit slower, and yet at the same time, it's not sluggish at all. But they aren't hard. Yeah, I mean, well, the game's not that difficult to begin with. I mean, this dude's hard. Made of rocks. Still doing QTEs, huh? I don't mind the QTs in this game so much. They're just for effect. What's happening?
What the hell has he done?
This is why you don't do the blue meth.
Tight, 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 tight!
Oh, this is not tight. This is not tight at all. Oh, okay.
Help me.
This is how angry this dude is, huh? Tiny Ifrit versus a massive fucking Titan. Chat, this is cool, but what is happening? The music is like Prodigy, like the Prodigy. Reminds me of that one song in Final Fantasy X, actually. This is mental. It's Titan's theme in 14. Okay. That doesn't really mean a whole lot to me, so I'm just a little, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't played that game, so hearing it now, I'm just like, wait, what? Apparently they're wrong. I got one guide. Yeah, get hit with every rock! It's a similar style, is what chat is now saying. Someone in chat said, imagine seeing this the town over. Pack your bags, hop on a chocobo. It's time to leave. Or just take a bunch of the blue crystal for yourself. Chat, you're gonna hate me for saying this. I don't think this music fits this scene. And that's fine if you don't like me saying that. The music is fine. And I like that there's some weird variety in this game. It's memorable, but yeah, I don't think it fits the scene. I wonder how much of Hugo's consciousness remains when he's in this giant rock thing. Titan lost? Yeah, probably not a whole lot, huh? Just made me wonder, like, is he aware that he is punching right now? Mental. Alright, so what is this stagger gonna look like? That. I mean, this is utterly insane. In the best possible way. Is someone saying, what are they saying? There's like lyrics.
Life, it make you hard. Rock, it's like a sword through your heart of hearts. We stop the war, it never die. Life, it's raining rocks. Dodge. Or lose your cocks.
Fuck. But yep. Okay, that's kind of cool. Whatever's happening in the music here, I kind of like. my game. Wow, I was on the nose when I said Prodigy. Because that reminds me a lot of a Prodigy song now. Come play my game. I'm the fire starter. Yeah. Oh man, they should have licensed Firestarter. That would have been perfect for this, because Ifrit. It reminds me, yes, it may remind me of Firestarter, but I love it anyway. And I like that the vocals are weirdly lo-fi as well. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm listening to, but I kind of like it now. Does it fit? Maybe not. I don't care anymore. Ah, shit. You know, again, it's a lot to live up to when Uematsu was, to me, just a fucking genius composer. Like, a productive... The dude was making killer soundtrack after killer soundtrack year after year with so many songs on each soundtrack. It was crazy. But, I will say, Soken has impressed the fuck out of me. Looking forward to listening to more Soken at some point. I know people are going to send me a ton of tracks from 14 now and be like, listen to these. I never do, I'm sorry. When people send me tracks, I've been getting music recommendations for years. Once in a while I'll listen, I'm sorry everybody. But I would like to eventually hear his work in other games in the future. Holy shit. Well, now you're back to where you started. Arms gone again. Whoa, what the fuck? This is insanity. They really just lean into the absurdity of all this, don't they?
What's up, Hugo?
I don't know how they made it so that the music was timed so perfectly. That might have been a neat little trick happening somewhere in the background there, but that was cool. Oh. Wow, Cockman really just does not die. Just pure rage is keeping this man alive. Holy shit. More awesome music, keeping the motif of that chorus or whatever that was of that last song, but doing something different. I mean, this guy is unreal. I love how many times in this game there has been the Gandalf Balrog fight. Wow. Oh, well, I guess you can do that. You are Titan, aren't you? I don't know what happened there just then. I think I was supposed to use my thing. How did he dodge that? I don't know. I think I just hit the dodge button at the very last second and it didn't make any sense visually, but it was cool and it worked. There you go, there you go, there you go, chat. There we go. There we go. There we go. Skull come off.
I know you are, but what am I?
Basically what Clive's been saying. Sure this is a good idea, Clive? Yeah, this is probably a good idea. What the fuck, man? I want to see a body. I don't believe this motherfucker is dead until I see the body. I want it. Okay, instead of Titan slain, I want to see Cock injured. Oh man. Yeah, that was me watching Witcher Season 2. I know how it feels, man. Easy joke. It's just not even... I don't even remember it, chat. It's just a low-hanging fruit. It's the first reference that came to mind.
Is that you, Ultima? What do you want?
Your soul is
Someone said average Grey Leno viewer.
Human will, yet your thirst for power remains undiminished. With every sip you take, you grow in strength, and soon you shall achieve perfection.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You will accept us, Mythos. It is inevitable. You were created for this purpose, and you shall serve it.
Never!
He was created for this purpose.
Fight it, Clive! Don't let him in!
Consciousness. We see now. Human will is so insubstantial it cannot exist in isolation. You mitigate its weakness by interweaving it with your consciousness. We believed we had merely to purge you of your will to claim our vessel. It appears we first have to sever every thread of the consciousness that supports it. No matter. The time to build a new world is not yet upon us. We will contemplate.
Someone in chat said maybe that made sense in Japanese. I'm a little dumb. Can someone, like, explain what he just said? If you can think for yourself, there's a problem. No, I kind of understood some of it a little.
One can no more command the power of ether by drowning in its flood than one can constrain the tides by standing in the sea.
It's the power of friendship, chat.
I had thought Hugo wiser than this, but it seems his head was full of rocks after all.
Titan was strong.
Your Majesty.
But Mythos is stronger.
That's one of my many names, Barnabas.
For 5 years, that man lived only for revenge. Clinging fast to a fiction, even as it swept him into the abyss. One cannot change one's nature through force of will alone. Only the Almighty can do that.
Hugo Kupka, the man who gave his life for a woman's head.
Double entendre, perhaps?
A fool like all the rest.
I don't think so. I mean, her head was literally in a box.
That the death of a mother crystal should be so beautiful.
Mood ruined! Here's an achievo!
Some medicine, my lord? I have salves, potions, anything you need.
Stop bothering me, urchin, or you'll feel the back of my hand.
You must consider your health, my prince. If a show of force is needed to keep the Dalmex at bay, you may trust in your dragoons. I beg you to call on Bahamut only as a last resort. His strength comes at too great a cost.
The Empire agreed to an armistice with the Republic, and yet the Emperor still plots its ruin. For now, the Dalmex suspect nothing, and as long as I can hold their gaze, war need not be inevitable. But more than that, Bahamut is the champion of the Empire. When our people look to the heavens, the sight of him gives them hope. Forgive me, Terence.
Well, he's definitely holding Terrence's gaze.
You were my master. But alas.
I will always be your loyal servant.
Someone in chat just said, guys, they're just friends. That's his roommate. But Tom Hut? Oh my god. Please.
Should the Council's brazen maneuvering prompt the Republic to tear up their own treaty and launch a new assault, our soldiers would advance to meet them, cutting across the Central Isles, but not in time to prevent their forces from breaching the southern defenses and storming Twinside. And so the capital would become a battlefield. Thousands of innocents would die. I cannot allow that to happen.
From this angle, Terrence almost looks like Jim Carrey.
There is one small mercy, at least. You will not be forced to do battle with Titan.
No? Sorry. Alright. Ignore.
Would that I could avoid doing battle at all.
A young David Bowie and a young Jim Carrey plot war.
1,000 pardons, Your Highness.
And kiss like roommates.
What is it?
Olivier has been made Emperor.
Does nothing
What is the meaning of this?
look like Jim Carrey. Does not look like him at all.
Orders.
What were they? Quickly! Yes, Your Highness. His Radiance requests that Your Highness maintain position here and... Gah!
Run fast. Leave the room.
Terrence.
Yes, my prince.
I must go to the palace.
I'll ready your steed.
What is it now?
Forgive the intrusion, Your Highness.
I know you.
At ease.
We stand in the presence of the Phoenix. You wouldn't want to get your fingers burned.
Jumbo Josh.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Not at all. Though I admit, I did not expect such a distinguished guest.
How many years has it been since the Remembrance ceremony? 20?
I thought you long dead. Do I address a ghost?
Phoenix, dog.
Many have told me that I look like one. But no. I'm alive. Just. Prince Dion of the House Lesage, I have a tale to tell you.
Chat is fucking wild tonight. Like, I was mostly trying to just, enjoy the cutscene and, like, you know, not look at chat, but every now and then I would look over. I'd see something like,
Twink to think communication. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
all right. And is that, I don't know, chat. I mean, I'm not spending too much time looking at the chat. That's all I'm trying to say. It's fine. I unformally apologize, Vinny. Is unformally the way you say that, or is it informally? You switch voices so fast it sounds like someone is in the room with you. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, I don't have anyone else in here. Just Norts.
Walkways need patching up. Give me 50 good boards,
Welcome
8
home,
span
Sid.
each.
Second Vinny theory. Vinny, blink twice if you need help. I'm glad you said it like that and not twink twice if you need help.
They said they'd give us new clothes.
Boy. Yeah, the stream is already irredeemable. Or, unredeemable, if we're gonna go by that chat member's logic. The 9 of Knives. Breaker of Worlds. The discovery of a fallen giant in the Rosarian ruins. We've been investigating.
How may I help you today, Clive? Your benefactors are a generous lot.
It used to be I would step into a tavern only to find myself overwhelmed with requests to sing of Dion the Bold or the Quarrel and the Serving Girl. But now all anyone wants to hear of is Sid the Outlaw. You have made me a very rich man, my friend.
You earned this. All done?
How are you doing? Anything catch your eye? Think you can help?
Red is in the hunt board? What do you mean? Oh, Red 13? Like... Yeah. Looks a little like Red 13.
Clive, you're back. I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more. Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's Fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto.
Jill is here and will continue to be here now.
On the royalist movement since I've been away. Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian. Thank you. I will.
Ah, the conquering hero returns. And with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident Physica suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Waludas.
The very same. Whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the royalists.
Oh, that was a scent I just picked up too.
As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Waludas must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map? The kingdom of Wulud
Here we go again.
claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849.
Oh, that's the Odin guy. Yeah.
The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash.
Place is
Yet
fucked.
warlike Wulud shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Wulud? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Wuluda standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know
Led
not
Zeppelin
what
song.
royalist betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Chad, did you hear that this game didn't meet sales expectations for Square? And they're also, Square's also planning on cutting their mid-budget games, even though those have been like some of the best they've released. Yeah, I mean, the real thing is that this is a PS5 exclusive for a system that's kind of, well, maybe it's not as hard to find anymore, but it's, you know, pretty expensive. And it's selling pretty well, but if they also released it on PC, I feel like people probably would have bought it there. Like, I had the luxury of being able to buy a PS5, the luck that I can do so.
Was that really Sid's uncle?
Not everyone has that ability to do that. So it's like, yeah, exclusives are not... Exclusives to, like, one system aren't going to do as well unless they're on everything. you know?
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually.
15 also hurt series rep.
Hugo Kupka is dead.
Is that true?
Oh my. Can it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. The big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right. Brilliant.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him. With my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Ultima in this universe seems to be like duendes in ours.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself. It's true what I'm hearing, then.
Want to go to Atlantic City, motherfucker.
It's true. Kupka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head, though.
Well, she didn't cry, but, you know. Clearly, this was a good thing. Right? Right?
Finished, are you?
In regards to 15 hurting the series' reputation, I saw a couple chat members say it was a huge miss for me, it didn't work for me. Others are saying it's good, but I remember that was it wasn't a universally loved game by any means. That game was very divisive.
Let's say we found ourselves a wealthy patron.
Let's just say this, I bought a system to play 16 because it looked cool. And I already had a PS4 and I didn't buy 15. But I also didn't buy 11, 12, 13, 14 either. So, but yeah, this is the one that I was most interested to check out after years of non-interest. So, take from that what you will.
Do you have a moment?
That's just me, though. That's just my personal tastes.
I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kupka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning under a new Cid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
Oh.
Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else.
It's a nice moment for all these people. Finally, the thing that destroyed their friends in their home is dead. And I say good.
No scratches, right?
I didn't much like that guy. I don't have bone necklace.
Anything else?
It's okay. And yes, I've heard 12 is good. That was the one I was somewhat interested in. And then, obviously the MMOs I don't really have any interest in. But yeah, 12 I know is underrated. I've heard lots of good things about it.
It's no joke. Drake's Fang is gone.
I'm telling you, it's true.
I don't think people are missing out, specifically avoiding PS2 to PS4 era RPGs when you have Dragon Quest as well. It's just too much to keep up with. I've said before, I like JRPGs to a degree.
They said they'd give us new clothes.
But I have to really be in the mood for one. Otherwise, it just doesn't work for me. Like, I've tried some and have jumped off them pretty quickly. I think it's just a matter of, like... And going back to some has been fruitful as well. Like, Live Alive, I didn't play when it first came out, obviously. There's a couple others that I ended up trying later in life, like Earthbound. But, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. But, there's definitely times where I have, like, checked out, something like, for example, Dragon Quest XI, and that was exactly what I wanted out of a JRPG. Just enough modern, but mostly still classic, and I really enjoyed the story, and the world, and the characters, and it just kept me going the whole way through. Love that game.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something?
Just spreading the word.
So, the Professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old Hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Whimsical Moogle noises while this is happening.
Be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongue down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Her name is Mid. But it is H. It says here you're trying out for the role of Borglar Bob. That's what I want to do. All right, John. Well, you can start reading. No. My name is H. It's just like that's my first name. John is actually a nickname. My real name is H. Does that stand for anything? Nope. Just H. I just do that bit way too much. I really do. I just get a chuckle out of doing the H. John Benjamin voice. Even if it doesn't sound anything like it other than in my own head.
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
This isn't the way.
You know what it did? Only went and bloody bit me.
You've done that bit like 5 times total. Yeah. Still less than the Dink bit, or Grey Leno, or any other bit I've ever done. When you stream 4 or 5 hours a night, you gotta fill some time somehow. I think, was it Seinfeld said he doesn't change his material at all. Like, Seinfeld has been doing the same act for, like... Do I have to really go around all the way to get down there, chat? There's no way down there?
Vinesauce to leave her alone. She has it how she likes it.
There's stairs? You saw stairs? Oh, God. I didn't realize there was another set of stairs. Oh, God.
If I don't come up with something soon.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not defending Seinfeld's practice, but he actually... There are a lot of comedians who, like, do an entirely new hour every couple years. And he's just like, no, I'm doing the same bit since 1987! That's what they pay me for! I don't know about that. Maybe throw in a couple of the classics, and then you do a bunch of new stuff, too. That's just my opinion. I gotta say that after everything. I wouldn't want people to think I'm telling objective truths here.
What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
displacement stack. Here.
And this
Hey, yeah.
is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise.
What? What?
Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
Oh. I'll tell you what. It isn't Final Fantasy without an experimental airship.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Have they not heard of planes? I know. You think it's weird that, like, planes have only been invented in the past, like, 100 years? And we think we're so advanced as a civilization. It's like, dog, we didn't even know you could fly. People were, like, wearing wings and jumping off buildings.
I went up to give some greens to the chocolate.
It worked. So, yeah, sometimes it does. Da Vinci had some idea centuries ago. Da Vinci came up with a helicopter.
Blackthorn.
Well, in practice, on paper, at least.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Krieger's Teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help.
I'll need help.
What do you want? 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 What do Get Gav and Otto in here, will you?
All right.
Chad, did you ever think about what if we invented anti-gravity before the wheel?
It
would have been real weird.
Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual saw grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with.
Let me guess, I'm gonna have to go kill some goblins to find the thing that I need. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to kill a goblin.
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Well, Gav.
Gav, you're with me.
All right, then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dalimil. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supplier. Take care.
You two, eh? Don't go letting them fleece ya.
Fleece me? I'd like to see him try.
In your own time.
I think there's a leather noise algorithm, chat. Like, whenever a character moves a little bit, like, I hear a little leather noise. And I'm willing to bet that they have it so that when a character does a movement, it's just the animation is tied to a random leather noise at a specific volume. And if they move more quickly, then the leather noise increases. Someone just said GIMP algorithm. That's right. But how weird would it be if they hired one person to go through all of the scenes in the entire game and manually, like, activate leather noises?
Looks like I found the river. Where's Gav?
That's pretty simple to code. Yeah, but then what about the person who went to university to learn how to activate leather noises on command? My name is H, and I program the leather noises. That's amazing. You worked on a Final Fantasy game. That's a dream come true. What did you do in it? Oh.
Straight home now.
Oh, you wouldn't want to know.
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalimil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of the stuff lying about just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
I win.
Be safe.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me.
Did you ever see the rivers in India that are like just trash rivers? That makes me upset. I don't enjoy seeing that. It's just a flowing river of sewage and trash. And people like just dump all their trash in the river. I'm sure it happens elsewhere too, but that's the one. There's one in particular. I don't know the name of it, but there's one in particular. I'm like, that's a lot of trash. We got one of those in Ohio too, which is the one that catches on fire. Is it the Cuyahoga?
You deserve a rest.
Oh, I still have one more. There's an REM song about that river. It's called Cuyahoga. Trash River, you mean Sunday Stream. Yeah.
That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
We got some filthy fucking water. Like near New York City, like the Hudson. And people go swimming in that. I see people kayaking on there. I wouldn't trust that water for a second.
Let's go.
But also geographically, if you go down to like the south of Jersey, like any of the beaches, like at the very end of like Wildwood, for example, water there is great. Well, it's not Caribbean water, but it's, you know, it's a lot better. All you have to do is drive a couple hours, and it's better. Brain-eating virus water. And if you go into water that a cat has been in, do you get toxoplasmosis?
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat?
I mean, this is the kind of stuff that kind of has to happen after that Titan fight, I think. Just more chill, collect some sand, hang out with your buddy Gav.
Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the Hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Good buddies.
Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
I saw some soppy shite on the sidewalk in Brooklyn the other day.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
It was dog shite, right? No. No.
Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs.
You know what I did, chat? I leaned down like a detective in one of those movies, and I put my finger in it, I tasted it, I'm like, yeah, definitely shit. And I could tell right then and there was too much fiber for it to be dog shit. That's right. That's fecal familiarity. It's one of my superpowers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You're beat sneaking around on your Todd all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Someone said, why do I watch your stream again? You watch my stream for the following reasons.
Wireless.
Coffee that. Squeeze your hog.
That works for me!
From within your mind, no one else can find the life.
Me? Gungaga.
And of course...
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
He cracked the crystal too? You're joking.
Chat, would you crack the crystal? Say the crystal could create your favorite beverage at any time for free. But, as a result of that, someone, somewhere in the world, every time you use it, gets sick and loses like a year of their life. Like every time you use it. Maybe less than a year, but regardless, you don't know. You just know that there's someone out there getting like ill, or you're like, you know, specifically, you're not milking them. They're not, you know, not milking. Would you still crack the crystal, or would you use the crystal? Your favorite beverage.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn's started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all details.
What's her name?
What's her name? Right.
Mid does not pay attention to her friends.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
Yeah, well, Clive is a blunt instrument after all.
Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Someone in chat said the worst part of the game immediately follows the best part. I mean, ebbs and flows, right? Ebbs and stuff thing like that. But yeah, it kind of, it's busy work. And one of the reasons it's busy work is because you can't go from the Titan thing to another crazy thing. Like, you have to kind of... You do have to wind things down. But when I think about, like, Final Fantasy VII, for example, what comes to mind there is, like, at the end of the Midgar sequence, you are then, for the first time, given the world map. Like, the overworld. And that's, like, a complete change of pace. And then you go to Calm, and then, like, you get backstory. To me, that game had a really good way to build to crazy shit, and then slow it down, but still maintain how interesting this shit is. And then, of course, there's, like, stuff like the Gold Saucer. It's not that way. But, yeah, I mean, in a game like this, where it's weird because, yeah, the game is set up in a way that, like, you are Clive, and you don't have, like, a party of people. I mean, sure, there's Jill once in a while, and Gav once in a while, and sometimes first Sid. And, you wouldn't expect mini-games from a game like this, and there's no overworld. So I think the tools of which the game can, like, rely on to change the pacing are a little different. I might be rambling. This might be verbal diarrhea, but I'm just trying to think about, like, most of this game has been cutscenes and or run to the location, fight the monster, bring back the item. Like, almost every quest has been that. But once in a while, you get an interesting combination of cutscene and collect the thing. Of course, I'm talking about outside, like, big story moments, like what we just saw. Reminds me of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Well, yeah, I'm wondering what they're gonna do with the world map in Part 2. But that was actually, to me, the weakest part of the remake was the cat quests. There was like, you have to collect cats or something, or look for them. I remember I've said this before, this isn't a new opinion. I really liked Remake, which might even be a controversial opinion. I like the original, and I like Remake for a different reason. I consider it almost like a sequel. But, there was like, probably like 10 hours of filler in that. In my estimation. Like a quarter...
Oh, there you are, Sid.
Or 20% is filler.
Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
The side quests, yeah, the side quests weren't great. But then if I go back to, like, rose-tinted goggles or glasses or whatever I'm wearing for the original, you know, there's stuff in a lot of these RPGs that we just grew up with, so we like it. But some of the side quests aren't that great.
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
I'm gonna cite Chrono Trigger as having the best pacing of any JRPG I've ever played. Wow. Wow. One hit? And the side quests in that game, I probably should pay more attention if I'm gonna get one hit fucking killed from a monster. But, the side quests in that game work so well for me. Because there's not a ton of them, and each one is character focused. And they involve, like, changing the world around you and some of the characters, whether they be primary or peripheral. It all, like, works really nicely with the overarching story.
Too slow.
And to me, all the side quests in Chrono Trigger are pretty meaningful.
Nice try.
But again, I'm biased. But yeah, this isn't even a side quest. This is just, you know, we're building an airship. Go and get me the parts, which, you know. It's more of the same that we've done the whole game. Oh, eat shit. Eat shit. Oh, that is so satisfying. What else would it be? The game is character action, kill enemies. I know. Well, I mean, the thing is, when you have a story and characters you're invested in, it is more meaningful to do those things.
Goodness, you're safe.
But, you know, mini-games are nice.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed.
Tetramaster?
Don't
Triple
let us
Triad?
keep you. We'll, See that everything is transported safely
Poker?
back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Someone said mini games fucking blow. I mean, all of them? For, like, throughout all time? Hmm. If they're not, like, implemented in the game all that well, they can not be, you know, they can be great or they can be terrible. I just think that for a game like Final Fantasy VII, which comes to mind when I'm playing this, just because, again, you have the gold saucer, you have sequences of that game where you have to like ride a motorcycle or like snowboard, or like, you know, you can just play a bunch of stuff at the gold saucer. It helps break things up a little bit. They're not the most deep. There's like an RTS, that Fort Condor stuff, which I like. I don't love it, but I think it's nice to have a little bit of break from the usual stuff. So I like mini games. I think some games do them better than others. And then with Final Fantasy VIII, they were like, instead of a bunch of mini games, how about one really good card game? And then in 9, they kind of did the same thing, but to a lesser effect because it's not as good of a card game. There's more mini games in Final Fantasy VIII than that. What are the rest of them? There was Blitzball in 10. What? I don't remember the other ones in 8. Remind me? Oh, there was the Chocobo game. I remember that.
You're joking.
It's no joke. They said they'd give us new clothes.
The Monster Fusion thing? Does the concert at Fisherman's Horizon count as a minigame? Maybe. But that was another way to, like, kind of change the thing, the form of the game for a little bit. Anyway, I'm not even necessarily shitting on this one. I'm just saying, yeah, there are definitely ways to break up the pacing of a game, so it's not just, like, all the same thing. And in a game like this, where it is basically more or less pretty linear, you're going along a set story path, you're going to each of these locations when the story deems it. It's not like a Tears of the Kingdom where you can just go and build cars like Jay Leno and then go and, you know, fly around in the sky, look for mushrooms in a cave. Like, you have to... In a game like that, you kind of determine the pacing yourself. And in a game like this, it has to do it for you.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. The shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
A booger?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
Yeah, I'll go walk up to the guy and then talk to him and then talk to you again. No problem. And yeah, Zelda is a very different type of game. Someone said, at the risk of zero story for all that freedom. I mean, there was some story in Tears of the Kingdom that I liked. And then there was a lot of it that I felt was pretty repetitive and predictable. And then there was some really genuinely, like, some of the stuff with Zelda in particular I thought was great. But it's not the same thing as a Final Fantasy. I mean, they're two very different types of games, other than you can move like this as a dude with a sword. But yeah, I'm willing to, I think for me, I am willing to forgive some of the classics I grew up with just because I grew up with them and I got used to them. But there's still times where I've revisited games from my youth where I checked them out again and I'm like, oh, this doesn't hold up as well as I thought. You know, stuff I was much more forgiving of when I was like 15, 16, as opposed to like I'm feeling the hourglass, like the sand tick away.
Hippocrates, do you have a moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
Help.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
All right. So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic? Conch shells? Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients
What, Chad? I
for
thought about
someone's
that.
supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited. Effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that
Exotic.
they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from
Something
favor.
exotic.
Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient?
Chat, we had Jill with us
Make a
most of the
trip over
game.
that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right.
I figure it would be nice to like get to know a new character for a little bit.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research.
Vinny, you had Gav with you most of the game too. Nuh-uh.
Where's Tarja?
Keep them pilchers nice and chilled.
Need to stock up on
Won't have
these.
use.
There you are,
No.
Tarja.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems.
There
finding
you
what we
are,
need in
but
a
what
place
am
like
I?
this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
Sorry, I'm working on the Pee-wee voice a little bit. It's been a while.
What should I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
Vinny, you fucked it hard. This scene is way more awkward with Tarja. What?
Don't tell me you've forgotten what you're looking for already. Garlic and pepio nuts. Do you want to take the list?
Let's hope the Draper has Hortense's cloth.
Pepio nuts, wasn't that in 7? Final Fantasy 7?
Fresh cuts. Come and get them before
You haven't much, but you're free to look. I hope it's to your liking. You're
Wait,
always welcome
one
here
garlic
in Lost
and
Week.
one nut is going to be enough to, like, coat an entire airship?
What do you want? Go on. Take it.
That should do it. Hopefully Tarja's finished too.
Thrilling. Yeah, those fish can stay frozen, but this dude has to stay like that for days.
Well, did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting. But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat.
Uh-oh.
Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Tarja.
For what?
For everything.
That is how time
I
works.
just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and caring, you're appreciated too, by all of us.
Well, that's nice. Lol, Sid is cucking dead Sid. Why did I read that out loud? There's no reason to read that out loud.
Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tomes so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the Hideaway, all right?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
Alright, enough of the sappy shite. Get back to the place. But yeah, no, I mean, it's nice to get a little character development for another character too. Like, you already kind of know where the thing is gonna go between Clive and Jill. So that's something just a little different. I want to shoot lightning from my fist. Chat, would you shoot lightning, fire, or rock from your fist? Or your open palm, doesn't matter, whatever. Fire has the most uses. I think fire, yeah, fire probably has the most uses. I don't know, electricity could also be cool too, because then you could maybe power up stuff. Well, that, it would probably, you'd probably break it. Lightning can double as fire, though.
Wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
I would shoot lightning for Jill's pleasure, says a chat member. Yeah, but like, could you turn down the wattage? Wattage! Are you able to, like, we don't know the rules. Maybe you just shoot like a very dangerous level of lightning.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
Well,
Gotta keep
very
myself
well
entertained
indeed.
here, chat.
And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Of course.
Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Could be another 10-year time skip.
Thank you, Hippocrates.
All right, Chad. I'm pretty tired. I don't know. I'll go talk to Mid real quick, and then I'll get going. I mean, obviously, I want to build the airship, but I feel like it's going to take a bit longer. Think I'm navigating correctly. This is also pretty fucking big.
I think Mid might need some help.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You should get the dude from Elden Ring to help. What's his name? Geeg?
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal
Hugh.
bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
Sometime later, we find out 5 years have passed. And this thing's gonna fly?
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Okay, we just have to repeat that entire segment another 3 times for each step.
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
She was building a ship. I don't know if I should do this now.
Really? That's a ship.
You know what? I probably should. Unless it's a long sequence. Does anyone know if it's a long sequence? Yeah, I'm tired, Chad. My eyes are glazing over. I think it's time for me to stop. It would be nice to visit Sid, you know, his grave on the stream, but we can do that next time. Alright, thanks everybody. Sorry, a lot of this stream was either, like, absolutely insane with, like, some of the coolest shit I've seen in a video game in a while, like, and the music was weirdly unfitting but still awesome, and, you know, some good fights, and then it was like, I don't know, collect parts, go get garlic at a market. So, yeah, I can understand if people have fallen asleep. I'm not gonna wake you up, but I appreciate you watching regardless. And I am still enjoying the game, of course, and we'll continue next week. I'm probably not gonna be live tomorrow, but I do have, it is Friday once again. I do have Baldur's Gate. And I'm thinking of Baldur's Gate, obviously. I don't know when I'm gonna get a chance to play it. Soon. I'm thinking about checking it out tomorrow. Maybe. But if I don't, then I will be live on Sunday. I'll see you all Sunday. And I'll see some of you at the convention in Long Island on Saturday. So yeah, if I check out Baldur's Gate, it would be just me. Whoa, yeah. It would be me just checking it out, making a character, seeing what the game is like, and it would be solo. I wouldn't do like a co-op thing. But anyway, thank you for watching Final Fantasy, and have a good night. See you all next time. Goodbye.